All right, Balkis doesn't drink Coca-Cola. She's a smart girl. All right. So maybe you have an idea of what the activity would be like. Okay, where you require paper, a pencil, or an eraser. It could be a pen. Doesn't matter. All right. So we come back to our topic of SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And we will be discussing about the tools of industry today. Okay. And you must have seen around you, we all are surrounded by technology. We all are surrounded by innovation. It could be from your keyboards to your smartphones to your mouse. Right now, these are the things around me, by the way. Okay. So what do you, sorry, let me just, okay. So what comes to your mind when we think of innovation? Come on. What is it that, when I say innovation, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Or maybe a thought that is accompanied by uh, the word innovation. Quickly, let me know. Buildings, machines, very good, Balkis. Okay, keep it going. Improving a current invention, Nadir. Cool answer, actually. I like your answer. Okay, what else? Innovation, plans, improvements, development with a build, very good. Okay, technology, nice, Ilma. Okay, oh, artificial intelligence, Mosam. Okay, innovation and you, Philips. Okay, how about LG? Life's good. Yeah, bread. All right, bread comes to your mind. Well, you are the one we are looking for in this class, maybe. All right. So there are a lot of things like right from virtual realities, you have medical, you have your, there are so many things around us, technology, when we talk development, there are certain students who said it. Artificial intelligence, almost the future. Yes, near future that we are going to be facing or have already. All right. So how about we start with the most awaited activity of this session, draw how to make a toast. Okay. And when I say toast, definitely I'm not talking about Leonardo DiCaprio toast. All right. Let's stay halal. I am talking about this toast. Okay. So all you have to do is grab a paper and a pencil or a pen, whichever is available. And I expect you not to grab, like, we are not going to draw with our fingers. Okay. Nonetheless, quickly show me a process of draw, rather, illustrate, do not demonstrate, illustrate it for me, how you toast a bread. Quickly. Come on, I'm going to give you a minute or two, maybe. You do not, trust me, you don't have to be the Leonardo da Vinci's out there, no Mona Lisas. Okay, we just want the simple toasted bread in your illustration. I don't want you to be the Pablo Picasso's, okay, Guernica. No, 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 not looking out for that. A simple toast. Kindly draw an illustration, or illustrate rather. How do you, do not type it in the chat, I want you to draw it. Yes, Muzahim, please go ahead. Draw it for me. Even I toast it, like I have a toaster, but I usually prefer it on the pan. Whatever your options are, I want you to make this drawing. Come on. You can call this a last request from my side. Okay, maybe that's what I hope my students to do as we have this last session with each other. Maybe you will grab a pen and a paper and draw. If I'm lucky enough, I'll be able to see few of your drawings, which I'm very, very hopeful for, and I've made a lot of duas for that. So don't disappoint me. Once you're done, give me a thumbs up so that I know. All right. How about you be the daredevil today, Ilma, and show me your drawing? Uh, how about you figure that out, Ilma? How are you going to show it to me? Okay. Muzahib, do you have a pencil and a paper? That's all you need. It doesn't matter where you are. Maybe you can place your camera right on the paper so that I'm only able to see your drawing and you quickly switch it off. How about that? Right. I usually have children who ask me, Ma'am, are we supposed to write with pencil or pen? And I say, do one thing, write with your finger. That him, you just reminded me of that. Okay. Is that a typical teacher thing? All right. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I thought you're I am being a swagster. That's a word. All right. Nonetheless. Oh my God, Ilma, that's so cool. Can you hold it a little closer to the camera? All right. The bread goes inside the toaster. Okay. You toast it and then show me the last one. Finally, a toast. Perfect. Perfect. Come on. Champion. Ilma, this is for you. Oh, you don't get what's happening? Bro, you need to draw how to make a toast. Okay. How do you toast a bread? Show it in illustration. One example is right in front of you. Who's up next? Come on. I'm so happy. Thank you, Ilma. Balkis, go ahead. Show it to me. Okay, that was difficult. Drawing was difficult, or switching on your camera and showing it to me was difficult. You did a great job, whatever it was. Switching it on was difficult. But you did it. Come on. I can send it on WhatsApp to you. Aha! Oh, you can put it on WhatsApp group. Why are you so smart? Ilma was like, oh, wish I could think of this earlier. Quickly, quickly. You can post your drawings on the WhatsApp group. Thank you very much for taking away all the credit of these creative students. I don't have your number. No, 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 no. You don't need to have my number. All you need to do is post it on the youth MBA group. But it's okay, Ilma. You were a good child to switch on your camera and show me. So I really appreciate that. Others, I am still waiting. Come on, one more minute. Let me see. Uh-huh. I think this is Balkis. Got it. Oh, there are instructions written. Wow. How to make a bread toast. Okay, grab a pan, pour oil, butter on the pan and grease it. Put two slices of bread on the pan, flip the sides and voila, done. I don't know if you can see, but this is her illustration with some drawing. Yes, definitely. Very true. No, no, I don't mind that. Oh, please. This is what is wrong with you? Cal, not accepted. Yes, please show me a beautiful drawing. Zal, they did. One child was smart enough to send me a Google picture. Okay, okay. Um, please unpin my video. I want to see Zal's drawing. Hold it a little closer, maybe a little up. I can only see toast. Okay. All right.
Unpin from my end, Alfia ma'am. I'll make you the host anyway. I hope my recording can continue.
Yes, it should. All right, all right, all right. So now I'm able to see it. Okay, there is the toaster. You put in the bread. Okay, I see. We hold toasted toast. Oh my god, hilarious! It is good, amazing. Thank you so much. You are free to switch off your video now. I really nothing. It's okay. We are waiting. We are still waiting for others. But I am so happy, Ilma as well. Wish I could send you donuts for being the daredevils and switching on your camera and showing me your pictures. Come on, she just tricked. I did not trick you. What? Don't do that. And it worked. Yes, it was no trick. I honestly and genuinely wanted you to. Aren't you a funny bunch of kids? Okay, come on. Quickly, Nadir. Rifa, yes. Finally. Show me, show me, show me. Oh. Where's Maza Mudabbir? Come on, Misbah Rizwani. Where are you? Okay. We see. Isn't that the most beautiful illustration so far? All right. It's nice. I like it. Rifa, good work. Excellent. Okay. Kids team, not kids, right? All right. One of the tweens. Fine. Okay. Misbah, you are here. Where is your drawing? Come on. Let me see. Quickly. No, 1 minute. Hold up. You just have to draw toast. Okay. Don't make and start munching on it. Everybody, come back. All right. I don't want you. This is not snack time. Come back. Come back. Okay. All right. I am happy. Thank you, all of you. We'll just send it on WhatsApp. Carl, smart move, but not very happy with it though. Okay. We had Rifa, we have Zal, we have Ilma showing up the illustrations. So we are good. All right. Now, let me make life easy for you. The ones who did not want to actually draw and send it. What? How is innovation and toast related? Well, we'll find out. Do not worry. Okay. So how about we learn something about the humble toaster? But before we move ahead to the humble toaster, this is drawing number 11, by the way. Okay. So one of the illustrations. If you're close, if your illustration is any close to this, please give me a thumbs up. If not, it starts from the wheat and then there's a mixing, making of bread and slicing it, putting it in the toaster, and then there you are. Okay. That's fine piece of art. Thank you very much. Right. Next is drawing number 374. We have two slices of bread. You put it in the toaster. Time. This shows me. This reminds me of Ilma's illustration and Balkis's illustration. Don't you think? Yeah, both of you girls, give me a thumbs up if you agree. All right. This is a very smart move, by the way. Okay, Okay, you just draw a toaster and a toast, and then you just go ahead with the steps that you follow. How about this one? I am sure the person who wrote is way hungry. Like, not, it's not just about toast. It's supposed to be jam and butter toast. Okay. And there are people who obviously toast pans, like Muzahim and myself. Okay, we prefer toasts that are toasted on pans. Okay. All right. And of course, obviously, who does this? Let me guess. Somebody toasting their breads on bonfires. Yup. Yes, it has made life easy, therefore innovation. Okay. Okay. So what did we observe? All right. So Americans usually use the toasters. Europeans use the fry pans. And Muzafin, be happy, smile. We are Europeans. Okay. And many students don't bother about breakfast. Honestly, I have this question. You know, when I read this, a thing popped up in my mind. I genuinely want to know, and I'm curious about it. How many of y'all skip breakfasts? Come on. It's, I don't think it's related, but I am curious. And please don't tell me curiosity killed the cat. I am not cat. Okay. Not me, not me, not me, never. Ilma. Finally. Oh, Rifa. Yes. How do you survive without breakfast? Like, seriously. Human. Okay. Curiosity killed the human. All right. So we have certain students who skip only on weekends. Why? Weekend is the day you eat good breakfast, like a spread. Okay, sometimes my sister was skip lunch. I'm a big foodie. I can't. Laiba. Um, yeah, I prefer brunch. Okay, some all right. When I wake up late, I will eat like a brunch. All right, I get it. Okay, so there are like very few students who skip lunch. I am happy, by the way. All right, now when we talk about ideas, okay, now we spoke about innovation. You named various innovations. You went ahead and you drew. You made an illustration for me where how to turn a bread into a toast, which I'm very thankful for. Okay. Now, when we talk about ideas, how do we bring our ideas into being? How do we execute our ideas? Okay. So maybe the very first step that you do, which you just did, by the way, is by drawing. Okay, whatever idea you have, be it in terms of your innovation or be it something that you have to, maybe a project that you have to present it in class. Okay, the very first thing that you should be doing, art and voice. Okay, the very first thing that should come to your mind is to draw it out. Okay, you're gonna draw it, because through illustration, through drawings, it becomes more easy and the steps start falling into place. You start, you start assessing what next. All right. You could may most probably, like, there are a lot of people like nodes and links help us to assemble our ideas. Okay. So you get a bigger picture when you put it on paper. Okay. And of course, there are a lot of ways to use it. You can use SmartArt in MS Word. Okay, I make use of SmartArt in MS Office. Yeah, PowerPoint a lot. It helps. Second, maybe we can have, this is one of the most important points, by the way. Always write down on the post-it notes. Okay, so rather than jotting down all your ideas or your plans, you can actually, no, okay, you can actually write it on post-it papers. Okay, so what it does is the bigger picture is broken down and it makes work easy. All right, so you can pick one thing at a time, and that's how, little by little, step by step, baby steps as you call it, you go walk towards and towards your goal and you accomplish it. Okay, so post it. So whenever an idea pops up and And I really wish you remember this. Okay. First thing is you put it on paper. All right. You get you get a bigger picture of it. Later on, you write down your steps on the post-it notes. Okay. Maybe not now, maybe in the near future, you will come up with a lot of ideas, which I'm hopeful for, and this might help you. Okay. And they say the last almost is the teamwork. Okay. So when you work in a team, you get better solutions. Okay. Why do people say that? How do we get better solutions while working in a team? Yeah. Anybody? Okay. I have a response. More ideas. Very good. What's the question again? How do you get better solutions while working in a team? Everyone has various ideas, opinions. Okay, that can help a lot. So basically, what to sum it up, what we can say is, while working in a team, you get different perspectives. All right, maybe you have the same project, maybe you have the same problem. All right, you might have different solutions. You might have different point of views that are being put together. All right, and so when you work in team, you get better solutions. When you work in silence, you work better. How are these two different? Oh, that's good, Nadeem. I like it. Take other ideas and put them together to make one thing, one idea. Okay. Come on, quickly. The first statement and the second statement on your screen. Work in team, you get better solutions. Work in silence, obviously, working in silence means you're individually working. You work better. Wild guesses, welcome. Tries, welcomed. I'm not seeking for a perfect answer. Give me response. If you are like me sometimes and think that your idea is the best, then don't listen to anyone. Okay, that's one way of putting it, Nadeem. What is a prototype? Oh, prototype is the very first model or the project that you make. Okay, and that's like the foundation of all your other models or your projects that would come. The initial model which is used. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, better solutions working in team. I had a lot of responses. Why don't I have responses when I'm asking for the second statement, which says work in silence to work better? 100. No lone wolves over here. You don't prefer working in silence or alone? Well, Nadir was one who said if I think sometimes that his idea is the best, then he doesn't listen to anybody. Okay, yes, it will depend. Obviously, it will depend on what you are working, and obviously, the project might be different. The idea would be totally different. Okay, but have you experienced this? When you're working alone, more work is being done. Okay, yeah. All right, let me give you a very basic example. Examinations. Come on, group studies. How many of you all have been a part of group study? Quickly. No? Me? Okay, yes, Ilma. Question again. Group studying. How many of you all have been a part of group studies? Like your group of friends sit together and study. Unimaginable, I know, but come on. We all have. Okay. You know, I had this, we had this thing that we would tell our parents exam is approaching and we need to study and there is a lot of chaos in the house, so we rather go to our friend's house, all the friends, one single answer. Misbah, thank you very much. Yes, okay, we can relate to that. Misbah says when we are together we can't even learn one single answer. Okay, that exactly what happens in a group study. Okay, And this is totally related to the examination. Correct. But my point is when you sit to study alone, obviously you will be able to complete your syllabus more, you will be able to complete your portion, more of your portion than what you would do with your group of friends. Okay. But just in case, if you are stuck at a problem, okay, while you are alone, maybe you might find an answer or solution to it. Okay, that would take time. But if you are in a group and you are stuck at a problem, you immediately have a solution. Okay, you ask other people, other students or the other members in the group, and you quickly get a response, you quickly get a solution. Okay, so this is exactly what we are talking about. Okay, you work in a team, you will have better solutions to the problem. You work in silence, a lot of work will be done. This is what we mean by you work better. Okay, the first model is always a prototype, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, it gives you a base idea of how your other models would look like. Okay, let's get out of the toaster or else the bread would burn. Moving ahead, thank you so much. Okay, now let us move on to the humble toaster. Finally, we come to the humble toaster, and this is the reason I'm calling it humble is because compared to all the other gadgets in your kitchen, tell me your toaster is the least expensive one. Come on, am I right? Done. Am I right? Yes, a toaster doesn't cost much. All right. Now, a toaster it was invented somewhere in 1893. Okay, and it is amongst the cheapest technology in your kitchen, obviously, and it is something in between a fridge and a microwave. Okay, and so there was this person, okay, who goes by the name Thomas Thwaites. He is obviously a postgraduate design student from the College of Arts in London. Okay, and he decided one day to make a toaster from scratch. Okay, he said, "I'm going to make a toaster right from scratch." All right. Yes, Kyle, you have raised your hand. Tell me. Is it by mistake that you've raised your hand, or do you really wish to speak? I'm going to take it as a mistake. Moving ahead. All right. So he decided that I'll make a toaster from scratch. And he said, what possibly could be so difficult in making a toaster? He went ahead to the nearest store, bought the cheapest toaster he could find. Okay. And used the technique of reverse engineering. So he got the toaster, he opened it, and he realized I'm doomed. Okay. Because when he opens the toaster, as simple as it looks from the outside, as simple as its mechanism, its functioning is, a toaster actually has 400 components in it. Okay, and all that you see right now, maybe, let me just quickly, yeah, okay. All that you see right now in front of your screen are the components or things required and necessary for a proper functioning of a toaster. So he did not have much time, though it was a project. So he that's how he came up with an idea of the toaster project. And he said, I'm going to make a toaster from scratch, 400 components. He said, okay, let me stick to five basic components. And he went ahead with steel, mica, plastic, copper, and nickel. Okay, so these are the elements that we have heard from the periodic table, if you remember. Yeah, so iron, copper, we have, okay, what happened to the copper? We have mica and we have nickel. All right. Now, all these elements have, the ones displayed on the screen have something common in them. Who will tell me? What's common? Please don't tell me they belong to the periodic table. That is not the answer I'm expecting. Come on. In terms of their origin, there's one thing that is common. Come on, I gave you the biggest hint. You should be coming up with answers right now. One thing common. conduction. Okay. All right. Let me take you electrical and thermal conductors. Okay. Yes. What else? Where do we get these elements from? Where do we find them? Earth. What was the question? Nothing. I'm not repeating questions for you now. Okay. Ground. Oh my God. Earth. Okay. All right. Earth, of course. Yes. So it's available out in the nature. All right. Trust me when I say he decided to make toaster from the scratch, he actually meant it. Okay. He went out there, approached, approached the iron. Obviously, he wanted to make steel, and he realized that in order to make steel, I will need the base or the raw material of iron. So he went out to the mines where the iron ores were. He approached people. He told them, "I would like some iron." He took the iron rocks, okay, and he realized, all right, he did not have a setup of metallurgical industry, okay. So he knew that I have to do all the process on my own. All right. He had to smelt the iron, he had to purify it, he had to convert it into steel. All right. So the entire process, he did it on his own. And he realized all these elements are easily available in the nature where he can get from and he can go ahead. They are not in the form and must be obtained by electrolysis if it's reactive. Yes. Thank you very much. Like aluminum, sodium. Correct. That's right. Okay. So he basically did everything from scratch. That's the point. But coming to the very next element that he realized, or a very important point in his toaster, of course, he needed all that previous elements for conduction for thermal purposes. But he realized that plastic is something that is not available in nature. Okay, that is something that he will not find it from the earth. That is something that he cannot just dig up, smelt, and turn it into something new. Okay, convert it. It was very difficult for him to make plastic. He went ahead. He approached the British Petroleum. He told them, like, give me some oil from your oil rigs, the crude oil, all right, and the fossilized rocks that we have. So he made plastic from potato starch on its own. Okay. So, and obviously he left it there for cooling purposes or drying, and later on he realized there were a lot of molds and snails starting eating it. So that was a failure, but nonetheless, he moved ahead. He continued. So from the fossilized rocks, he approached, I think, what was it again? Yeah. So he approached where the fossilized rocks were there, and from that he realized that yes, the oil that we get from the fossils, maybe it can be used to make plastic, and he actually did it. He made plastic from scratch, and he carved the wood like a mold. Okay, so he poured the liquid plastic onto it, and he pressed it with the he put it in a wooden mold, obviously, and he left it. And that's how he made the very first toaster. And as you can see, this is what his toaster looked like. Okay. So everything, every raw material, and all the components and the parts that were required to make the toaster was derived from the raw materials. It was made right from the beginning, and every process was done by him. It looks less like a toaster and more of a cake. Okay, so you must have come across the memes where it says that everything you look around is cake. Look at the wires. They are copper wires, but they are not insulated. Okay, so the company he approached in order to ask for rubber from their rubber trees, to extract rubber from the rubber trees, they refused. Okay, they were not willing to share their rubber extract with him. Therefore, he couldn't insulate his wires. Okay, Thomas Twigs is the person we are talking about. And his toaster, can you guess how long his toaster must have worked? It worked, by the way. All right, this is the final product, and it worked Guess how long or how far his toaster must have worked. Quickly. Come on, give me a wild guess. All right, Zal, what is it? Are you really like some underground research work is going on? Well, that's the correct answer. No, it did not work for 2 weeks. It worked only for 5 seconds. Nope, no 3 weeks, no, not a month. His copper wires were not insulated. Come on, and at the volt of 240, at 240 volts, things started melting. All right. Yeah, what can I say? You're smart. You are definitely smart. Okay. So his toaster actually worked only for 5 seconds. Nonetheless, even for 5 seconds, it did reach the shelves of the storeroom. Trust me, the way it is. Okay. And this was the final product. So you see, as small or as minute the technology could be, or as simple as it could be, we do not pay attention to what is happening around us. Okay, it looks like melted rocks, definitely. It looks like cake, yes. Metal pudding, okay, that's one way. It looks like ice cream, don't remind me, I feel like eating. But respect him for trying. Yes, that is the whole point. That's the whole point. Okay, so the toaster project was a success. Even for 5 seconds, it was a success. All right. And in order to, and there's one thing that he said in one of the videos that I have seen of him. He said that in order to make the most simplest or the simple technology, you need to go way back in time. Okay, right from the bottom. You have to start right from the bottom. So knowing what happened and how it came into being is very important when you want to move ahead or when you wish to move further. Okay, so the theories or the fundamentals of technology that have emerged from the past are very important to take technology or innovation ideas to a next level. Okay, they make the foundation base. He showed it's practically possible. Yes, trying is very important. Thank you. I'm so happy to look at your responses. He did better than what I probably could. Now, do not tell yourself that, because this statement of Zan actually reminds me of my sister. She has we call as something as Raftar Dimag. I don't know why we call that, but it just happened in my family. She's got that name. Okay. Now the reason is she was always curious and inquisitive about the machines around her. Okay, as simple as a clock. All right. So one fine day, what happened was the clock from our living room went missing. We couldn't see it for a day. Okay, and we were wondering who would remove the clock and what happened to the clock. Like, we usually just look at the clock only to see the time. But later on, so during morning time, the clock vanished. Evening, it reappeared. All right. Trust me, no magic, no jinns over here. It was my sister. We realized it was my sister. She removed the clock and she opened it completely, and she removed every part of the clock. She saw what is actually there inside the clock that makes it work. She learned the mechanism. This is reverse engineering of it. And she put everything back. Now, trust me, if I would have been there, I would be very unsure. Even if I know the steps, I would be very, very unsure to put things back again, that it might work. Okay. I would be doubtful that even if I put it the same way it was, it won't work. Okay. I would doubt. But confidence, bro. She assembled everything back in its way, the way it was, and voila, the clock did work. Okay. And it was working fine and dandy. Okay. And we asked her, why did you do that? So she was like, I just wanted to see how it works. That one question in her mind, how does a clock work, made her do that. Okay. This one, the inquisitive like, I would make something, that one motivation or that one thought in the mind of Thomas Thoughts, that let me go ahead and make a toaster from scratch, made him come up with an innovation. And here we are learning about it. Okay. So my point is, however small your ideas are, however humble they sound, okay, it might not be flashy, it might not be big, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as you go ahead and try, it doesn't matter whether it's a pass or a fail. Okay. You going ahead, trying, you have learned a lot. Okay. This man's journey, who we just spoke about, was not easy. He came up with the simplest of simple questions, such as, how do we make steel? He started with that question. Okay. And later on, he realized that, okay, in my primary education, I have learned that we get steel from iron. That's how he got to iron. Okay. And then he learned the process. He approached people, told him, people they owed companies. He walked up to people who owed companies and told, and asked them this question: teach me how to get iron. How do I obtain iron from nature? All right. So, the person could have told, are you, like, what are you? You are a postgraduate student, like, go back. No, no, no. There are people out there willing to share. There are people out there willing to teach. Okay. You need to have that drive. All right. So next time you have a question in mind, do not be ashamed. Respect it. Number one, respect it and acknowledge it. Only through acceptance and acknowledgement will you be able to come up with some innovation of yours that you can have your mark on. All right. So let's toast to innovation. This is SDG goal number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And yep, that's about it for me from my side. So I would really, I wouldn't be surprised, rather I would be extremely proud if I have your name on anything that pops up in the near future that has been innovated by you, or that has a name on its design. Maybe even if it's a design, it doesn't matter. So something you are very curious about. And I think I had said this phrase at the beginning of the session, before we started with SDG goal number 9, that inquiry leads to innovation. So keep inquiring, keep questioning. Yeah, yeah. When I say keep questioning, I don't mean these questions. Are you also a teacher in the school? Yes, I am, luckily. Okay, I get to interact with students on a daily basis. I have a blessed life, alhamdulillah. So yeah, I leave you at that. Any questions? Do you have any questions for me before I leave you? Oh, I teach
Unless
humanities.
now that you're taking the admission, I'm not telling you that.
I'm supposed to keep quiet.
No, mashallah. This is wonderful.
Right.
I think, Alfia ma'am, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Jazakallah khair. It is out of blue, ask you to take a session and you do an amazing, amazing job. I think, I genuinely say I'm jealous because they do. I see suddenly like messages, 60, 70 chat messages. So I know they talk, alhamdulillah. Only place they don't talk is the talk session, which is on Thursday. And
Irony, that's the irony, sir.
absolute
Oh,
irony.
God.
So everybody, each one of you, alhamdulillah, I hope you learned a lot, you enjoyed your SDGs. I'm so proud that we're able to spread the word of what the sustainable goals are. At some point, inshallah, as Alfia said, you represent, the youth MBA team, you represent your parents, you represent, your schools, your institutions at these forums, and that is what will make, us very, very proud. So hope, inshallah, to see you again on Thursday for the final session. And until then, take care, keep innovating, keep failing, but fail with new ideas, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Take care.